Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, whatever you want to say. Welcome back to the channel. Here I am, back again for another video as we talk transfers. Now, obviously, it's been a very busy, outgoing last hour or so, and we're going to get stuck into it, really, and we're going to obviously react to this. But yeah, as always, guys, if you do like the video, please hit the like button. And also, you can subscribe to the channel. I've actually got close to 100 now as well, which is amazing. I'm now 18 away. I'm over 80 subscribers in now, so I'm at 82 as it stands. So yeah, we're getting closer by the day. I really appreciate everybody that's shown the support so far. So yeah, please, if you are new around here, hit the subscribe button. I'm not begging you, it just means a lot to me. But yeah, so yeah, we're going to get stuck into it. And before I start, I'm going to welcome on to a guest that is a regular on our channel, and it's great to welcome him back in again this afternoon. So without further ado, welcoming in Tom. Hello there. Hi.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. Like I say, we've tried to get you on obviously previously, but obviously you were busy, so we couldn't get you on. But yeah, it's great to obviously get you back on today. So yeah. So yeah, this we're going to get into it now. This has been certainly an interesting few hours, and I think that we all kind of expected this news to kind of, mind you, we're going to talk about Toffolo first. Obviously, it was announced first that Toffolo has today departed for Nottingham Forest. Now, it looked like yesterday that the deal was actually going to be off. It looked like the deal was off, and it looked like Toffolo were going to be staying. But it seemed, obviously overnight and into this morning, things seemed to get going again. Now, I've just, once the news was announced, I kind of looked at, the thing that Town posted about the actual ins and outs of it and things like that, and obviously a comment by Leigh Bromby. Now, I think that what strikes me in this kind of statement here is that obviously we did enter contract talks with Toffolo. Not only that, we offered him a deal that would have made him our highest paid player at the time, and he turned it down. Now, this is really surprised by it. Like I say, it happens in football, it does. But no player is bigger than the club. This is what it goes back to, let's be honest. Tom, your initial reaction to this, because I don't, obviously, I think there's a way, for me, just before I hand over to you, for me, there's a way a player should leave, and I think the way Toffolo's left is a bit shady, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on this deal? Obviously,
I mean, after reading that, saying that we offered a load of money, it just shows he's gone for more money.
Yeah. Yeah, and
but no, in another sense, I do think because he's got a bit of a Northampton accent, and I think he's moved back down closer to home. But to not accept that contract that we offered him, just to go for more money, is not right.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't, and that showed the intent of what we tried to do.
I actually don't think he's Premier League ready. I actually don't think he is.
Well, I don't think he'll be finding himself on the pitch next season. He will play
He's going to be on the bench a lot.
Yeah, because I thought they'd already signed somebody that I've forgotten his name now, but they signed somebody.
From Bayern Munich, I think.
Yeah, they've already signed somebody from that position. So I'm not sure what like I say, and like I say,
that Colback plays left wing back for Forest as well.
Yeah. So they've got options. So yeah, but to be honest with you, it's kind of clear that he doesn't really care about playing. Now I'm not gonna hit jibes at him really, because that's not the way to do it. But I'm just really disappointed and annoyed really at the moment. Obviously the deal is sensible then. Obviously, if we offered him a contract that we was prepared to go, and that was the highest we were going to go. If he didn't agree that, then time to go, unfortunately. And obviously with his contract running out next year, obviously the final year of his contract coming up, it makes sense to get rid of him now and get some money for him. But
I do have to give credit to him now for supporting that Huddersfield fan Dazza through all of what he went through.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think that I'm not, the other things, when he did posts about games and things like that, and obviously he did a post after the playoff final, didn't he, actually, and obviously saying, obviously, we go again and things like that, but he clearly wasn't wanting to go again with us. He was just saying, so it makes me feel like those words were a bit meaningless, unfortunately, at times, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, it's difficult, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's obviously his words for Daz obviously was very sincere. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, so yeah, Toffolo today departs to Nottingham Forest. Like I say, doesn't actually say how much we've got for him. I mean, yeah, is it undisclosed, Tom, the deal?
Yeah, I've read it's like 2 million.
Right, that's interesting
Well,
because
it's in his last year of his contract, so I would have expected 5 at least, though.
yeah, I think we should have gone more from really, but like I say, you are best to get rid of a player that maybe his heart isn't at Huddersfield Town anymore. And yeah, so 2 million, yeah, okay. I think that we've always been a club over the years that seem to go under the odds to play it. We don't actually make clubs actually pay the actual value of that player that we've got. If you get me, we always seem to be get a bit less. We seem to be a bit of a go-to club to try and con a bit, but you've got to stand your ground sometimes. And then obviously, I mean, if you read I don't know if you've seen Tommy's kind of words that he said, Toffolo, on social media.
I think some comments fans have put the snake emoji to him. A few fans have.
Yeah, but to be honest, I mean, I'm not going to keep giants at him really, but he does feel a bit like that. Unfortunately, he does.
It does. It does.
Because it's not like we offered him more money and he decided to not take it. But I think, like I say, it's the way a player leaves to me.
It reminds me of a bit like when Ashley Cole left Arsenal for Chelsea. It's similar situation.
Yeah, maybe, yeah, definitely. But yeah, like I say, there's a way to leave a club, and I just think he's left a bit in a way that maybe he shouldn't have left in that way.
For me, if I was him, I would have stayed one more year at Town and see him a contract out.
Yeah, no, but the problem is with that is we first of all, there's two factors here though. The first factor is if his head's already been turned, he doesn't want to be there anymore. We need to get rid of him anyway. That's first. And second of all, we need to, the reality is if he's not going to get, sign a new deal, they'll end up going for nothing next summer. And as a football club, we have to do what's right there, and we have to get some money for him at least. So that's the two factors, mate. That's why. So I don't know. I mean, his words obviously touching upon obviously it being a pleasure to be in the dressing room. Obviously wishing us all the best for the season. And I said, hope you go on better next time to get what you all deserve. Talks about the fans, obviously, about how loyal the fans are. Which, yeah. Yeah, obviously, it was finally kind of mentioned about the welcome he had, to him and obviously to his family and children and his wife. So, like I say, he's been at the club 2.5 years. I've really enjoyed watching him, and I think he's kept getting better and better.
He's good at attacking, but I don't think his defensive work is that good.
Right, yeah.
I think in defence, he's like, when he gets on the ball, I think he's like scared to know what to do with it. But attacking wise, he's brilliant. Second to none.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good point there. Like I say, again, he wishes us good luck for the new season at the end there. I mean, usually, I don't know if I'm reading too much into this, by the way, but usually when a player signs a deal for another club, they usually kind of wait maybe until the next day to kind of put a post up. But it seemed like Toffolo rushed at the chance to make a post, and it's like, well, again, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into this, but
yeah, I know what you mean.
But I think that for respect purposes, I think you should kind of wait instead of just posting straight away, but I don't know. Anyway, that is just probably me reading it. I don't know, but so yeah, and then obviously something else threw me before I was about to go live, so I had to quickly change the description and the and the banners that I'd made.
This one hurts the most. I'm not gonna lie.
Now,
This one
yeah,
does
now
sting.
obviously Lewis O'Brien, who we kind of thought would go eventually. I mean, whereas Toffolo, I felt like
But he has got Lewis has got the ability for Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday it looked like Toffolo deal was off, and Lewis O'Brien looked like he was still going to make the move anyway at some point. So again, yeah, he's been fantastic. But like I said, let's just have a look at the statement, because like I said, I haven't had a chance to even read this, because like I say, it happened literally as I was just about to go live, which was typical. Like I say, let's just have a look here. I mean, yeah, like I say, it looks like, yeah, if you look at the statement as well, Bromby says about, obviously, he was kind of planning life without Lewis and Toffolo. So obviously they brought in to bolster up those positions in Nakayama, Kasumu and Jack Redoni. So I don't think we'll see any more players coming from them positions. Obviously, whether we need a strike, which we'll go on to in a minute, but I mean, Lewis, I'm gutted, me. I really am, because I just felt like Lewis could have given us another year. He really could. I think that to come
giving us until at least January or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those. I mean, how long did he have left in his contract? By the way, he wasn't in his final year.
Last season, he signed an extension.
Yeah. So it looked like, obviously. So yeah, we could have potentially tried to keep him, because obviously the contract situation, obviously, still a few years left, presumably. I can't remember.
They snapped up his release clause, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, again, there's no fee talked about here, but what have you seen any figures, maybe potentially, of how much?
10 million plus add-ons, but I don't know how many add-ons it is.
I hear that word, add-ons. The reality is here, though, and I'm going to pick up on this, is that forget add-ons. If the club is wanting to pay, if the club is wanting Lewis, they should be paying it up in full right now. That's my opinion. I don't like this add-on rubbish, because it just doesn't sit. If they want him, they should have paid up. Like I said, I haven't got any figures here. Now, what Lewis has really come on, hasn't he? Obviously, he went out on loan.
He's definitely Premier League, Lewis. Definitely.
He's definitely a Premier League footballer for sure. I just wish, like I say, if we would have gone up, but he would have.
Of all teams is gone. I wouldn't have minded if he would have gone to Palace or West Ham or somewhere like that.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. Even bitter kind of thing to swallow here is
of all clubs.
Of all clubs, has to be Forest. Now, I've actually tipped them to go straight back down, by the way, and I think that they will. But yeah, of all clubs, it just hurts. It does hurt. I mean, yeah, Lewis always was professional till the end, for sure. And he goes with our best wishes. I'm really upset to see him go. Of course I am.
It is upsetting. It's more upsetting than Toffolo, because we can replace Toff, in Naka or whatever it's called.
Nakayama. Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see, obviously, what happens. Hello there, Nippon Sports. Hello, welcome in. Big up, Ryan and Tom. Thank you for coming in. We're talking transfer news, and yeah, we are very much downbeat this afternoon, because obviously losing two prize assets. I know that you're saying, obviously, Tom, about, obviously, I can't really compare the two, because I think they're both big losses in their own way. I know obviously you said about Toffolo wasn't as good defensively, but was absolutely fantastic going forward. Whereas Lewis had the whole package. Lewis, every game.
The thing is, in one game last season, I can't remember who it was against it, when Hogg was injured, he actually played the Hogg role really well. It's Saturday. I mean, he can play. Let me see. A lot on Twitter Spaces. Yes, I am on Twitter Spaces quite a lot. Yeah, I am.
It's good that feature, isn't it? Actually, it's quite a good feature to have on Twitter now. Actually, the new introduction bit. But yeah, what was you saying?
The
Sorry
football
about
ones, it should see it. Some fans are.
Oh, your connection just went a bit laggy there. Sorry about. You're back with us, but you are quite blurred. So what was he saying? Sorry. I mean, yeah, like I said, Lewis O'Brien had the whole package. Where
He's got
Toffolo,
all round game. I mean, he can play on the wing as well, can Lewis?
yeah, and he was always reliable. And you never saw him have a bad game. Even when he had a bad game, it wasn't bad. But yeah, I'm absolutely gutted. Actually, it's a big void to fill. And we know as well as we know that at the end of the day of last season, he was a big part of what we achieved. And without him, I fear for us a bit. I do.
Well, I just need to get my football boots out and signed, don't
I? Yeah, well, I'll join you as well. But unfortunately, I play up a favourite field. But yeah, look, I mean, yeah, it is one of those. We have to take it as what it is. We have to move forward. But yeah, I'm not saying the players that we brought in aren't going to be it. But Lewis O'Brien, unfortunately, is not replaceable in my opinion. You just can't replace a player like him. Really.
That's why I think we brought two midfielders in. That's why I think we brought Casemiro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, because it seems to me that that's what they said here. Obviously, Kasumu coming in and Redone, them two players, obviously, will help. But I just worry at the moment. It's just too soon to be thinking about life without these two. But we kind of expected it, of course we did. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, we've spoken about. I mean, I don't know if any final thoughts on that kind of them two pieces of business that
just that good luck to no players bigger than the club ever. Managers come and go. We've got to try. Now it hurts, but in a few days when I've thought about it, and just move on.
Yeah, of course. It is one of those. I think
Toffolo thinks he's bigger than the club. That's what I think. That's what my personal opinion is on it.
Yeah, I think the way he's handled it, I think he's definitely not good. Really, I mean, Lewis, he's just like I said earlier, he's just stayed professional till the end, really, in my book. And yeah, like I said, best of luck to them both. I mean, I don't wish Nottingham Forest any luck, by the way. I wish them players look. I wish them players look individually, not collectively. Let's say. So yeah, moving swiftly on. I mean, I don't know what any kind of rumours you've heard about any of the signings potentially or whatever. I mean, I don't
link with Dwight Gale.
Let's touch upon this actually. Yeah, because actually I was speaking to my friend about this the other day.
No idea.
You're frozen again, you're back again. But yeah, let me just say my piece and I'll pass over to you and kind of ask you what you think. Now, Dwight Gale is an interesting one because I believe that he's a player that has class. We know this, and he will score you goals. But the big issue I have with him is he's a very much all about me character, and that doesn't fit the Huddersfield Town ethos. Let's be honest. Now, we saw when he was at Newcastle, he had a bust up on the training ground with his fellow player, Lascelles, I think it was. We don't.
They had a proper bang about it, didn't they? I remember now.
We don't need a player like that in the dressing room, no matter how good he is. The reality is Newcastle didn't want him for a reason, and I just think that he's just too much of a bad egg for me, and he's too much of a bad ego, and I just think he'll just disrupt the dressing room personally. I mean, what are your thoughts on this link then? I mean, would you be happy to see?
We link with him, but his wages, I think, would be a big problem because he's going to be on loads of money, and I don't like his attitude, and he's a bit injury prone as well. And he doesn't tend to press; he just tends to stand there and wait for the ball to come to him, and he doesn't move to it. Now at us, you've got Ward runs to the ball. You've got to, as a striker where we play, you've got to run to the ball. You cannot just stand in one position. You've got to move about.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, I think we're kind of both in agreement that we don't really want him to come here. And like I said, it doesn't look like it's going to happen anyway because, like you said, the wages he will demand are going to be very, very high. And yeah, we're just not going to be paying those kind of wages to a player that, let's be honest, has not really done much. I mean, he has scored goals, but like I said, I just think he's too much hassle in his worth, really, for me.
That's why he doesn't start at Newcastle. Simple as that. Is it
Yeah,
being asked to call it under 23s?
yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Yeah. You just don't want anybody like that around the club. To be honest, I think it'll really disrupt us, like I say, and we don't need that. We've already been disrupted enough with today's news, of course. So yeah. So another question I want to ask you then is that there's still that question about, do we need a striker on that? Now, what is your view on this? Do you think we need
I
another striker?
think I think we do, because I think last season all the pressure was on Ward all the time.
Yeah.
As much as I like Rhodes, he's not gonna bang you 20+ goals. I think the maximum goals 10 to 11. I think he'll get.
Yeah.
That's like, even if it's I mean, there's a striker in Man City's squad, Liam Delap, who had like
Right.
as a loan.
Yeah.
It's a loan, it's a striker in, but I do think we need goals more than anything now. Ward, good last season, but will he do it again this season? It's a
Well, yeah.
question mark, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a question mark over it.
Yeah, it is a question that we were all asking ourselves at the moment. I mean, is this player at Manchester City then? How old is he? Do you know? Do you know much about?
I think he's 19 or early 20s.
Right. I mean, the thing is for me though is that I'm a bit stuck on the fence about whether we need this right, because the reality is last season, right? And we haven't had a 20+ goal striker for years. Let's be honest. But I mean, last season, let's look at last season specifically, because obviously that was the most in our memory. We had a squad that all chipped in with goals, so therefore it didn't really matter that we didn't have a striker that scored that 20+ goals you wanted. Do you know what I mean? So I know what you're saying about that, and I know that. I mean, in my point of view, obviously, kind of Rhodes, he's not going to be able to play week in, week out for you either. That's another thing. And I think
he can come off the bench and bag you a goal.
Yeah, he will. He'll continue to do that.
Is it 5 substitutions, 9 subs now?
Or has it changed now? Right, I don't know.
Yeah, you can have 5 substitutions in a match, but I'm not sure if it's 9 subs or 7 still on the bench. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm presuming it'll increase if the subs have increased.
Yeah.
Presumably. So, all right, I'll be interesting then, of course. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those. I mean, I'm stuck. I mean, my head's kind of saying we don't need a striker because we've got players that can chip in across the whole pitch. Like I say, our defenders can score. The midfield is great. Sorba Thomas, I think, will get even more goals. I think he'll get a few more this season for us. Karoma, obviously, it'll be interesting to see how Karoma gets on.
Against Doncaster, I went to that game.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, Brahima Diarra, wow. What a talent. He literally ran through half of the midfield of Doncaster by himself.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually hoping to get you on, actually, because obviously I went to the other game, didn't I, last week? I went to the Harrogate game, and obviously you went to Doncaster, so it would have been nice to get you on, but obviously we couldn't actually fit it in. I mean, yeah, so I'll go on to that in a moment, but I just want to finish off what I'm saying, and then we'll go back to pre-season game last weekend, because obviously I want to know your thoughts on the game in a bit more detail. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, as I was saying, I just believe that collectively as a squad, we've got a lot of goals in our team still. And you saw that last season as well. We scored a lot more goals than we did the previous season as well, if you remember. So I know what you're saying. You know, we do need to lift that burden off Ward a bit, admittedly, and we don't know what kind of Ward we'll get this season. Now, I've kind of said previously that I think Ward will get a few more, even more. Sorry, I can't even speak. I said that I think Ward will get a few more than he did last season. I do, because I still think his confidence will be up, and I still think he'll be in a very good moment.
I think to challenge him, you need someone that's going to challenge to start ahead of him, because that'll push him even more. I mean, Rhodes, I don't think he does that. Kieran Phillips, question mark over him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, hello there. Hello there, Emmanuel. Hello, welcome. Thank you for coming in, by the way. I really appreciate that. It's good to be here. We're just talking about, obviously, the transfers. Obviously, let me know your thoughts on, obviously, Lewis O'Brien and Toffolo leaving. And anything else you want to add. Do we need a striker? Do we not? Let me know.
Question is, do we need another left back? What position is Nakamura going to play? Because he's a centre back but can play left back.
Yeah, he can play in numerous positions, so I think he probably will be able to fit in that left back role quite comfortably. So yeah, we have got replacements already for that. So yeah, Emmanuel, let me know your thoughts. I'm very well.
Yeah, Ben Jackson as well. He's not even. I mean, at Doncaster, another thing. Him and Karoma's link-up play, brilliant.
Yeah, like I said, we will get into that in a moment. So hold your thoughts there. Yeah, like I say, Emmanuel, thank you for coming. I'm okay, thank you. I am a bit. I don't know what the word to describe this at the moment. What word would you describe? I mean, I am a bit down a bit, because obviously losing two of our prized assets is a big loss to us, and I think
Yeah, a bit annoyed. In other words.
A bit annoyed. Yeah, let's say a bit annoyed then. Yeah.
We don't want to swear and get booted.
So yeah, I'm presuming then, Tom, is that obviously you're saying about obviously Kieran Phillips and things like that. Do you not think that they're going to be ready this season? Or what are y'all thinking about that? Because
Phillips,
we haven't seen much
over him. It says, is he ready for Championship, or is he just a player to come off the bench and make an impact? For me, I think now we need a League One loan. He's had 2 League Two loans. Yeah. Now I think League One, and see how we go.
Yeah. I mean, any kind of youngsters that I've obviously come from. I mean, I saw Phillips at Harrogate actually, by the way, and I think he did okay, but without me really making much of an impact. But again, he has got that potential, and like I said, I think a loan. If we are not going to use him much this season, he does need to go out on loan. He's at that age now where he does need to get some minutes in it as well. So yeah, we don't know obviously what Danny Scott is thinking about that. Obviously, if he stays, then I do expect to see him a bit. If he doesn't, he goes out on loan, and that kind of sums up where we're at with him at the moment. So yeah, I mean, just to summarise, I don't think we need a striker, but it'd be nice if we could have one, because obviously it would be the burden off Ward. And the only reason I say that we don't need one, like I say, is that we've got goals across the whole pitch. Therefore, it helps the burden off Ward with players that chip in, in the other attacking positions, and from the defence as well, with our set pieces that we had last season, which we all know was unbelievable. So yeah, that is kind of where I stand with it. Just to clarify, I know I kind of waffle on, but yeah. Emmanuel said it's sad for O'Brien to leave, but it was always on the cards, and Toffolo as well. But I'm more annoyed that we have let them go for little money. Yeah, I mean that's a good point, because we did mention that earlier actually, and we've mentioned it as well. Is that over the years,
15 million for O'Brien, at least 10 for Toffs.
Yeah, I mean over the years, we've always been a club that take less for what the value is, like I said earlier. And we shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't do that. And I think that, because obviously Toffolo was in his last year of his contract, and because of the situation, sorry, I'm just reading the comment as I was. I've lost my track of thought now as well. I should stop reading the comments until I know what I'm doing. I think, what was I saying now? Oh yeah, the money situation. It has to be that they go for the value of what they are. Oh yeah, I was on about Toffolo, because of the situation of him. Maybe his head's been turned and things like that, and he's into his last year. We kind of had to just take what we could get for him. Whereas Lewis, I think we could have got the full value for him if we would have been very stubborn about it. And that's what most.
I think it matched his release clause, wasn't it? I think that's.
Was that what his release clause? I mean, I don't know what the figure is, but if the release clause was maybe 10, 12 million, like was talked about, surely we should have increased that to 15. I don't know if
what I read, that if they were paid 10 million for his release clause, then paid a load more extra for his contract at Forest, because they just paid his contract out of town at 10 million. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
There's never another thing as well. There's never any figures, is there? Ever really? When a deal goes through, we never actually disclose how much it's for, which really makes me feel a bit questionable about what's actually happening. But yeah, we've got a comment here, and it looks like he is a Nottingham Forest fan, but he's been very respectful, so we'll give him respect as well. Hello, I'm sorry that you feel bad, but they have come to a good club. We will look after them. All the best, and thanks for a great game at Wembley. I mean, yeah, thank you for that message, actually, and I respect, obviously, you coming on and being respectful towards the channel as well. So yeah, thank you. I'm sure you will look after them, but we just wanted them to stay with us. So he's one of those.
Yeah, thank you. Comment, you need to improve Toffolo's defensive work. That's probably his area he needs to work on the most. But
yeah,
I don't know if he'll start for you. I have no idea.
I mean, yeah, I will put that question to you, Barrow. I don't know your name, but obviously, do you see Toffolo going straight in? I don't know what your name is, but yeah, I don't think we'll see him going straight in, actually. But yeah, thumbs up again. Thank you. Like I say, I'd like to wish you all the best for the season, but I don't know. I'm feeling very uneasy about the situation. I mean, Harry Toffolo scored a great goal against Barnsley at home. Yeah, I mean, Toffolo, I mean, he's fought. By the way, I know he was on about his defensive, maybe vulnerabilities, but, he was scoring goals left, right, and he was also assisting a lot of goals as well, wasn't he? So he contributed a hell of a lot towards the end of the season as well. He did score, obviously, he did score against Barnsley at home.
My favourite Toffolo goal is probably the one against Coventry away, where cutting on his weaker right foot and boom.
Top corner. So was that your favourite memory of Toffolo then?
No, I think favourite memory of his helping Daz, that town fan.
Yeah.
And I think favourite memory of him, probably that pitch invasion, the second leg at playoff when he went up pitch. That's probably my favourite moment.
Does any goal or any kind of piece of play that we've kind of seen him stand out for you then for Toffolo? And then we'll go on to O'Brien in a moment.
He's been brilliant for us, I think, since Danny Cowley brought him in. I think he took him over. Before he came in, we didn't have a left back since Lerver, but I think he's taken over from Lerver now. Now it's up to us if we can develop a youth left back or this Nakamura into be the next Toffolo. So be it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And like I say, it is part of football, of course. Players do come and go, unfortunately. It would have been great for them to stay, but unfortunately...
Well, you could say that, but look at Hogg. He's, in the past, he's turned offers down and he's stayed loyal.
Yeah, which is full credit to Hogg, because I think that we kind of epitomise this word a lot with him, but he's a true terrier and he loves the club so much. He's got a real connection with the club.
I reckon he'll retire at town.
Yeah, I do as well. I don't know how long he's got left.
He's testimonial next year, isn't it?
Oh, is it? I don't. Does that mean how long can you? Or does that mean he's retiring next year? Then I mean, how long?
No, I think he's having his testimonial before he retires. He said.
All right. I mean, touch upon a Hogg a minute then. I mean, how long do you think he has got left in him then? I mean, a few years maybe.
2 more years, I think. This season and next. And I think. What is he? 33 now.
Yeah. I don't know his exact age actually, but he has been around a long time, of course. I mean,
he's been my all-time favourite player. Since him and Andy Booth, my 2 favourite all-time town players.
Yeah, of course. He's 33, just to confirm. So, yeah, let's talk about Lewis O'Brien. I mean, have you got a particularly favourite memory from Lewis's time at the club?
Probably, I think my favourite goal is goal against Barnsley, that full volley.
Yeah.
I was behind that goal when it went in, and you could hear wind of it. But my favourite memory of his, probably, can't think what performance was it this season when he played brilliantly. I can't remember what he's played so good. I don't really have a favourite memory. That goal against Barnsley, probably.
Yeah, the good, like I say, I think that collectively last season he played well in every game, and if he was a bit below par, he still played very well. So that sums up the level he was reaching on a consistent.
Even the time he got really bad knock on his leg, he still carried on playing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so my favourite memories. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because obviously Toffolo we've seen him play some wonderful kind of games for us. I think that I can't pick a favourite memory specifically, but honestly, that period between kind of the last few weeks of the season, like probably about 6 or 7 weeks, that like I say back end of the season, Toffolo's form then. He was playing so incredible. I mean, obviously his assist making, his goals as well. So collectively, that period, for sure, is a big memory of mine. But yeah, it's been great to see him progress with us, and obviously, yeah. I can't really say much more than that. I mean, Lewis. I mean, I can always speak. Lewis has just been a professional from the very beginning, and like I said, he's very hard to pick a memory of Lewis because he's always played well, but when he's ever been below par, obviously it's been kind of recognisable. But he's still played very, very well in every game. So collectively in that last season, I think as a whole, throughout the whole season, I think that memory there for his form he was showing was really. But yeah, it is one of those. I can in peace, Forest. I can in peace, Forest fan. Please don't be bitter about the playoffs. Can both clubs just move on now? I mean, it is an interesting comment, but I don't necessarily agree with you because first of all, we're not bitter. I think, to be honest with you, and I don't want to go on about this playoff final again because it's just bringing up things that doesn't need to be. But the reality is when you're playing against a corrupt referee and everything that went with that, we all saw it. We all saw the penalty decision that was turned down. When you're playing against 12, 13 people, it is going to be you always will feel a bit hard done by. And you would be the same as well, by the way, game, if it was the other way around. So we're not bitter, and we have moved on actually because I've moved on film from that, but you have just brought it back up again. Kind of just sad. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't need to respond to anything about that. I mean, so yeah, moving swiftly on. I want to talk about pre-season then so far then because obviously we haven't really had you on the channel recently. Obviously you went to Doncaster.
Yeah.
That ended in defeat. And it seemed to me like, once we kind of changed the team a lot, obviously that was when we conceded the penalty that we gave away. It seemed to me there was a bit of an experience from the youngsters. How did you read the game? What did you take away from the game and kind of summarise the
game? First of all, when the B team players all came on, I was expecting to lose. Just so no one says you didn't think it. But the first team, we should at least have been 5 up.
Yeah.
But 2 B team players that stood out like you did, that I think could actually be in contention this year. Brahim Diarra, when he came on, unreal. But Ben Jackson at left back, really good. I mean, his link-up play with Karamo, brilliant. I mean, he can defend, he can attack. But it's just one to watch, I think, now. Brahim Diarra, quality, but before B team players, Saba was making stuff happen. Really,
was it? Yeah.
But Ward lost the ball quite a bit.
Oh, did he? Right? Maybe a bit rusty to start.
But apart from that, Ginger Cafe was still good.
Yeah.
No, I think right result in the end because of B team players. But if we would have kept the first team, and I think we would have scored at least one. No, we don't need a worry about. It's only pre-season.
No, of course. I mean, like you said, we should have really have scored a few maybe before, like you said, before we actually got to that point where we brought on a whole lot of changes. So yeah, but yeah, thank you for that. I mean, a question here from Emmanuel: how do you think Danny Ward will do, Ryan? We've kind of touched on this, but you obviously probably missed it. I think that Danny Ward will have another good season. I really do believe that. I think he is in a good moment still. I think that and like I said earlier, I kind of think that he will score maybe a couple of more goals this season than he did last season. So he'll get a couple more in for us. So yeah, I see him, continuing the form that he's shown, and yeah, I think he'll be a real important kind of player for us again. I don't think I don't think last season was just a kind of one hit, kind of wonder kind of thing. Obviously, we know what Danny was produced over the years, and especially when he was with us the first time. Maybe he did well in places when he was with his first time. But yeah, to summarise, yeah, I think he will do the same things and even better himself potentially as well. But yeah, thank you for that. And like I say, thank you for coming on. Like I say, if you are new around here, by the way, please hit the
subscribe and get him to 100. Whoever gets him to 100 subscribers, I will give you a shout out on Twitter.
Ooh, the incentive. I mean, yeah, I mean, it would mean a lot to me. Like I say, I've actually seen us progress by about, I think it's about 8 subscribers in the past week or so.
I remember the first video you did.
Yeah, I feel like I've come along.
How confident you were there to now you're running confident.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the same. I think I've really progressed this and really got better. And that's what the aim was always to do. Obviously, you've got to start somewhere and you've got to progress somewhere.
Do you reckon, like at town games, do you reckon you'd be doing interviews with fans afterwards?
Yeah, at town games, by the way, yeah, just a bit of insider now you brought it up. Yes, I do that. So anybody is welcome on the channel. We'll be doing a few, like I say, I will be vlogging some games, not all of them. I will do a few though. Because, yeah, I mean, sometimes it isn't always possible to do them. Sometimes it is, but yeah. Jordan is home in 10 minutes. So I do know this guy, by the way. He's Jordan from I do know him. So you are more than welcome to come on, by the way, mate. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which means we will probably be staying on and rambling on for the next 10 minutes or so.
My season, it's got another 9 minutes till it's ready anyway. So
all right, good stuff. I mean, which is no problem at all actually, because I could talk about town for all day if I you know.
I mean, if you had a video call, we'd probably talk town 24 hours. Something like
that. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, just obviously you touched upon Koroma then in this dunk. I don't want to go too much. Obviously, it's still early days. I mean, how was he looking?
He looked very sharp. It's like the Koroma of first when Carlos came in that season, or when he had that before he got that bad injury.
Yeah.
He was looking, because we've seen him try to shoot quite a bit, haven't we? Last season, he tries to cut in and shoot. He wasn't doing that. He was feeding other players in.
Yeah, I think he's worked really hard over the summer. It shows where he looks a lot fitter as well. You know,
he looks bulked up a lot as well, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that he does look a lot in better shape, even better shape than he was last season, because he was in good shape last season as well. But I'm just putting it out there. But yeah, I really hope that we can get the Koroma back that we had before he got injured, and really push him on this season, because when he's on,
he can play out wide and in the striker role, because he played at Leyton Orient as a striker, didn't
he? Yeah, I mean, I see him more of a wide player, admittedly.
A winger.
I don't see him as I know at Leyton Orient he was operated as a striker, but I just think his best position is out wide, and that's where we saw the best of him as well, by the way, when he obviously was on top form.
I think he's better on the left to the right. I think he's better on the left.
Yeah, I mean, it will be interesting to see, but yeah, like I said, I do love Koroma. I think he gives everything every single week. He'll always put in the shift for you. I just think, it's just that injury obviously he had. It's really took it out of him, and I hope, this season, obviously full pre-season, we see the best of him, because, like I said earlier, when you get him on top form, he is a very, very top player that will contribute a lot for your team, and it will. We've got another question here by Emmanuel. Thank you for this. Do you think that Jonathan Russell will play consistently well for the duration of the season? Yeah, I mean, Tom, do you want to go first? Listen, I'll answer it in a minute.
To that question, yes and no. It depends how well Casemiro settles in. But I do think he played quite a lot of games. I think he's improved a lot from going from League 2 to the B team to the first team, and I think he will be a big player for us. I think he can play a number of roles. He can play going forward, and he can sit back a lot. But yeah, I do. To your question, I think he played quite a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll answer this now as well. Yes, I do. I do believe that because I think he'll be stronger even for it with another pre-season, full pre-season again. Like I say, he did initially obviously start in the B team initially. I mean, I know obviously, yeah. I mean, there is 10 viewers on this, by the way, which I just have to cut off a minute. So yeah, guys, if you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It'd be great to get to 100 subscribers. That is the next milestone. So yeah, thank you for being here. But this is probably the highest I've kind of had on a stream so far. So thank you. But yeah, continuing. Do you think that? Yeah, I do think he will. Yeah, like I say, a full pre-season under his belt. Like I say. Now Russell was at Doncaster, wasn't he? I mean, how did he do at Doncaster, Tom? What did he look
No,
up?
Accrington Stanley won it.
Oh, wasn't he in the? I thought he was in the. I thought he was in the squad at Doncaster. Sorry.
Oh, for us. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He started for us. Yeah.
Did he look okay? How was he looking there
Really
then?
good. First half, he was like playing a hog roll sitting back more because Holmes actually played well. Funny enough, you don't normally hear that, do you, from him? But yeah, no, Russell sat more deep, and in the second half until the 60th minute, Russell was bombing forward more.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I will answer your question eventually, Emmanuel. By the way, I do apologise, but I've kind of answered it. I do think he'll have another strong season. I do, and I think he'll be even better than last season. By the way, because obviously he did come into the first team late, and yeah, I do. I see him going from strength to strength, and I do like him. I just think he needs to be a bit more, off the ball. He needs to be a bit more quicker to react. I think sometimes when he lost the ball, it was a bit. I don't know. It's inexperienced. I just feel like at times he was a bit vulnerable.
Right, my team's ready now, but thanks for having me on, Ryan.
Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you for coming on. I really appreciate that. Enjoy your evening. Yeah, it'd be good to get you on again soon. But yeah, cheers.
Yeah, oh, Lionesses tonight as well, innit?
Yeah, no, I'll be doing a watch along to that. So yeah, but yeah,
if you want me to that watch along, I can come on if you want.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing it on my channel. I'll be doing it on Dan's. But yeah.
No worries. Thanks for having me on as always.
No worries, mate. Take care. See you later.
See you later, mate. Bye.
But yeah, that was Tom having his thoughts on obviously today's news about transfers. Like I say, guys, if you have got any questions that you want to ask, please feel free to post them. If you want to get involved, like I say, let me know your thoughts on obviously Lewis O'Brien leaving, Harry Toffolo obviously departing as well. How the squad is shaping up, let me know what you think. Do we need a striker? Do we not? Like I said, I'd love to hear what you think. But yeah, like I said, we are going to be getting another guest on very shortly. Jordan is coming on. He will be here in a few minutes. So yeah, we're going to just kind of try and prolong this until he gets here because I'm running out of things to say. I'm going to be honest with you. But yeah, like I say, mind you, whilst we're at it, so yeah, I'll be doing a watch along on Dan's channel tonight. So if you do want to come along to to tune in for the watch along, it would be great to have you on. Turf Moorhouse TV is the channel I will be on. So yeah, come on over and tune in for that one. But yeah, like I said, thank you everybody so far for posting your questions, especially you, Emmanuel. Thank you. Like I said, if anybody else wants to come on, and I do know you, you are more than welcome to come on. Like I say. So yeah, the season is. I cannot believe, by the way, the season is literally next week. It's just ridiculous. I know that obviously it starts earlier this time, but it just seems to have gone so quickly. I think it's because there's the amount of sport that we've had to enjoy as well this season, this summer. Sorry, it's just flown by, and obviously the shorter break as well. But yeah, I mean, I think that we could potentially do kind of. In terms of strikers, I'm still stuck on the fence with it. I think that we have got enough about our squad to actually compete again this season. Sorry. I don't think a striker is the be all and end all if we don't get one. But I just think it'd be nice to have another option from the bench potentially, other than Rhodes, of course. Do you think we should sign any more players to strengthen the squad? Good question. I mean, to be honest with you, I am very, very happy with how the squad's shaping up now, by the way. I think that it is looking very, very good. Obviously, we've made a few signings, obviously to bolster up them positions that, we was expecting Lewis and Toffolo to leave. So it'll be interesting to see how they develop and how they get on. The only questionable position for me at the moment is striker, and if we can get another striker, then that will really help us. But yeah, I don't think we do need to strengthen many other areas, if I'm honest with you. I think that we've got a really, really good core squad. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. But yeah, thank you for that question. But yeah, like I said, any more questions, guys, let me know. Like I said, we'll answer a few whilst we wait for John to come on. He should be on in here any minute now. So yeah, stay on, just stay on, and we'll get John's reaction to the news today, obviously, and many other topics, of course. Like I said, I can speak about town for hours, in fact, days. So yeah, like I said, games coming up this weekend, of course. Yeah, apparently we are linked to Dwight. Do you think he could be a good? I mean, we kind of touched upon this earlier as well, by the way, Emmanuel. But I'll give you my thoughts again whilst we wait for John. I wouldn't make this signing. I'm going to be honest with you here. Now, I know that he will score your goals, but the reality is he's very much a character that he's kind of all about him. And if you saw when he was at Newcastle as well, that training ground bust up. I just don't think you need that, and I think it will really disrupt the dressing room. Now, I know he's got the quality to score your goals. I think his wages will be so high, I don't think we'll be able to get him anyway. But I just don't think he fits the Huddersfield Town ethos. So I wouldn't actually go for him, no. I know we've been linked with him, but I just wouldn't like to see him here, to be honest with you. Like I said, I don't want any disruption to the squad any further. And yeah, he's just... he's just got a lot of kind of bad energy and a very bad attitude. So, no, I wouldn't go for him, unfortunately. I mean, I think our business is done now, if I'm honest with you. I do. I think that, we are going to be happy with what we've got. Now, I think if we can get a striker that he's kind of proven at championship level, that would be very, very good. But it just depends, doesn't it? It just depends, who's out there now. The kind of the window's ticking on, and obviously it's getting close to the closure of the window, and I just, obviously it gets more and more difficult to get players in. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Obviously, we have kind of got some money now for the 2 deals that have gone through today. So yeah, who knows? Maybe we will spend a bit more and maybe get a striker in. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, as I was saying, obviously pre-season continues this weekend. We've got a game against Tranmere, a 12 o'clock kickoff on Saturday, and then we go over to Bolton to take on, obviously them at 3 o'clock. So we've got 2 games on the same day as well, again on Saturday. I'm going to be doing a vlog again, which, by the way, I really appreciate everybody that went to check out my Harrogate vlog that I did last weekend. That has actually been my best viewed vlog, so thank you everybody for your support. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it just I've kind of been blown away with everybody's support so far. I know I keep saying it, and I say it so many times, but I honestly am. Like, literally, I love to do this. I love talking about town. I love talking about football. And for you to, obviously, everyone that's shown support, come on this journey with me, it means a lot. And like I say, from the very first video I did to now, I think I've really progressed. So yeah, long may that continue. I want to keep improving these videos and content that I do, upload. So yeah, thank you everybody for being here. Like I say, if you are new to the channel, you can hit the subscribe button, because it would mean a lot to me, and it is free. You know that. You know what the drill is with YouTube. It is free to subscribe. So yeah, if you are new, please hit the subscribe button. Like the video as well. That helps with the algorithm as well. So yeah, obviously to get the video noticed, I would really appreciate that as well. And yeah, obviously, you know, just let me know what you'd like to see from me in the future as well. Like I say, I'm kind of adding new things to the channel. But like I say earlier, you know, fan cams are going to be coming to the channel. Obviously, as Huddersfield Town games get underway, you know, the season starts next Friday for us. So hopefully we can get some people on to kind of say their views prior to the game and after the game as well. So yeah, stay tuned for that extra feature with the fan cams. But yeah, we're just waiting on John, who should be here any moment now. Interesting, like I said, to hear his thoughts. But yeah, so stay tuned. John is a guy that doesn't hold back what he thinks. So yeah, it'll be certainly worth staying around for, by the way. And I'm not just saying that to keep the views up. I'm just being honest. So yeah, as I say, if you do want to have your say, please let me know in the chat. Like I say, what we've discussed today. Obviously, the Lewis O'Brien deal going through, Harry Toffolo leaving as well. Do we need a striker? Do we not? Let me know. Yeah, I'd just love to hear from you. But yeah. But yeah, Jordan is going to be on very, very soon. So yeah, it'd be good to hear his thoughts, like I say. I'm just going to quickly message him to see where he is, because yeah, we do need to be wrapping this up very soon. But yeah, like I say, thank you everybody that has come in today, by the way. It means a lot to me. Like I say, I've actually reached peak view as well. I've never actually got over kind of, I don't know actually, but I've never actually got to 10 views on a video at the same time. So yeah, we are progressing nicely, that is for sure. But yeah, like I say, it'll be interesting to see how we get on this weekend. Which I believe, let me just have a look, but I think that this is our final game for the season. It should be, because obviously the season starts next Friday for us. Yeah, it is. It's the final pre-season games, like I said, on Saturday. It's been confirmed. So yeah, like I say, it will be interesting to see what happens this season. But you know, I'm very much an optimist, and I believe that we can have another strong season, despite the fact that obviously we've lost two of our star names. That's for sure. So yeah, we are just waiting on John. So yeah, probably just gonna wait a minute or so. We'll see if we can get him on. But yeah, anybody that is here, thank you for being here. Like I say, I really appreciate it. I cannot believe how warm it is again today, by the way. But let's be honest, yesterday couldn't have been any worse for the weather, because it was roasting. But yeah, we're just gonna have a quick break. So get your snacks, get your get your drinks and things like that, and we'll be back very, very shortly as we talk further about today's news and how the squad is looking and everything else we discussed today. But yeah, I'll be back very, very soon. I'm just going to put in the chat that I am going to be back soon. In fact, no, we're not. Change of plan. John is about to come on, so we do not need to break off. We're going to keep going. He just said 2 seconds to me, so we will get Jordan on any second now. So stay tuned, because like I say, he's a guy that doesn't hold back from what he thinks, and rightly so. He's a fan, and we all have an opinion that we should be able to obviously say, as long as it's respectful, of course. But yeah. Yeah, John is our next guest coming on very, very soon. Sorry to keep you waiting here, but we will be ready for you in a moment. But yeah, as I say, like I say, let me know your thoughts. Keep them coming, guys. Keep your comments coming. Let me know what you think about today's news of Lewis O'Brien and Toffolo leaving, and how you think we are as a squad going into the new season. Do we need anybody else to come in? Would you like to see a new striker come in? Let me know your thoughts in the chat below. But yeah, here he is, the man himself. John is coming on to air his views, and I'm sure he's got a few things to say about what's happened today. It was expected, but it is the day we have lost 2 of our prize assets. But here we are. Welcome onto the stream, John. Hello there. Hi.
Hello there, people. What's happening? You all right?
I'm very well, thanks. Well, I'm okay. I'm a bit annoyed, obviously, with the news today of losing 2 of our players. I'm sure you'll want to have your say on it. I mean, obviously you wasn't here earlier, but I was kind of saying that let's talk about Toffolo first. I think that Toffolo, reading into it, is that obviously we offered him a very, very good contract, by the way, and we did our utmost to keep him, and it would have been one of our highest paid players had he have stayed. But he turned that down, and he wanted to go elsewhere for even more money. Now, as a football club, in this deal, we couldn't really have done any more to keep him. He just wanted out, it seems.
Right, so I have been made to look like an absolute idiot by the one and only Harry Toffolo, because I've been tweeting all week, you've probably seen it, and stuff like that, saying, you know, it's fantastic, best left back in Championship, stuff like that. I think that I've been sat there going, you know, Huddersfield Town, just make the players happy, increase the wages. That's what they are doing, clearly. And obviously now it's come out that that's what they have been doing, and the players have obviously been rejecting. Now, I don't understand Harry Toffolo's move to Nottingham Forest, because if you're with any common sense to see what Nottingham Forest have been doing in the transfer window, you'll see there's quite a lot of competition in regards to that position now. Okay, so what? He's joining Nottingham Forest to sit on the bench, because I truly believe that, and I'll sit here now and say, you know, a fantastic player, probably one of the best in the Championship, but in regards to competition, I don't think he's anywhere near the players who they recruited for that position in terms of, yeah. So again, you know, if Nottingham Forest goes down this season, it's just such a gamble, like such a Lewis O'Brien, okay, no issue whatsoever, because I honestly believe I saw somebody tweet earlier on, he's like going to be like the new Mark Noble of the Premier League, which I can see a million miles away. I think that obviously Lewis O'Brien is a better player than Harry Toffolo, but Harry Toffolo, I really don't understand why he's done it. Like now, like before, I understood maybe, you know, there were more money in it that he wanted to be offered, or, you know, it can't be game time, because he's not gone to Forest and feel positive that he's going to get the game time, because he's not going to get the game time he's going to get at Huddersfield Town. So, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. I think that, you know, he could have stayed. I'm not being bitter. You know I'm not, because, like I said, I've really bigged Harry Toffolo, like, all season for me. But this past couple of weeks, I've bigged him up to a point where I've been confident in him staying. I've been putting it in the group chat. I've been saying that, you know, he's a fantastic player. If he goes, fair enough. But I understand probably because the club's not offering what he's wanting. We've offered him everything, and the guy's gone. So right now, you know, I want to apologise to probably everyone that I've like argued with and said that Harry Toff, you know, I've probably argued with him saying, no, I've got faith in him, because he's really made me look like to be a mug. And I'm sure there's other fans out there that's probably disappointed too. I'm more disappointed that Harry Toffolo's left than I am with Carlos Corberan leaving.
Yeah, I'm not supposed to say it about it, but I just think the way he's left as well, I just think it's really appalling, really. I think that Toffolo should be giving us a bit more respect and being a bit more professional. Like I say, he was going into his last year of his contract, so it did make sense for us to cash in if he didn't want to be there, which it clearly seemed. I mean, it also echoes the thoughts of just, his words. Obviously, if you saw after that playoff final, his kind of post, right at the end, he said, "We go again, Terriers." Now, was that very meaningless that he knew he wanted to leave at that point, or what? I don't know where
that's where the come into it. All these tweets, like people apparently seen him in nightclubs and stuff, whether that were a joke or not, but he just kept on building my faith up on that. And then we go again, Terriers. Well, you're not going again, mate. The only way you're going is down to that Nottingham place. Do you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
He's going. So why would you sit there and give the fans the faith and let them big you up if you knew all along that you didn't even want to stay at the club anyway, regardless of the money situation? We've offered you what you've done, and you've just walked. And to be honest, for no apparent reason, maybe he thinks to himself, all right, let's give it a shot at the big time. Let's see if I can get the game time. But I honestly don't think he will. I watch the Premier League week in, week out. I watch the highlights. I watch everything. I follow every single team within the Premier League. And I just sit there and think, I'm going to watch this season now, and I'm going to watch. I've got confidence in Lewis O'Brien starting, but Harry Toffolo in that position, he's got no chance, mate. Absolutely no.
Absolutely.
I thought, he'd probably think about it. Like his agent, whatever's been going on this past couple of weeks, been a complete mess. 1 minute he's going, 1 minute he's not, 1 minute he's going, 1 minute it's got. You know what? Now I'm actually glad he's gone. Like, I'm genuinely apologising and being very critical here by saying, he's not going to leave. And now I'm apologising, saying, what, everyone was absolutely right about him.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked like yesterday that the deal was going to be off and he was going to be staying, by the way. But obviously this news today, obviously this morning, obviously things happened to progress the deal. But yeah, it's of all clubs as well to go to Forest. It doesn't make any sense, the deal that is, the move he's made. It is all about money, let's be honest. But we couldn't do any more, like I said. So yeah, obviously we kind of expected. Let's move on to kind of to Lewis O'Brien now. Sorry. I mean, this guy oozes professionalism on and off the pitch, and he has gone. Obviously, he's been professional to the very end. And like I said, he is a Premier League footballer. I'm just so gutted he couldn't have done it with us. Because he's going to be a big loss. He really is. Because even last season, when he was maybe below par, he still played very, very well. So yeah, I really feel he's not replaceable either. By the way, I know that they've said obviously the ball stuck that position, but he's not replaceable for me. But yeah, Lewis O'Brien's gone in the right way, and he's not been like what Toffolo's kind of done, really.
Yeah, we all expect it with Lewis O'Brien because there were no tweets like "we go again, Terriers," and obviously make it. I think obviously we all expected it because of the quality player he is. Harry Toffolo is a quality player too, but with obviously all the tweets and stuff like that, giving the fans hope that he's staying, and then all of a sudden, like being in the transfer rumours, is it happening? No, it's not. Is it happening? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and then I just think it's all but typical Huddersfield. It's all badly well. I just think it's absolutely stupid. But in regards to Lewis O'Brien, mate, like, I ain't got no issues with that for him going, for a player like that. If I said anyway, I knew that if he wasn't going to get promoted this season, somebody's going to take Lewis O'Brien offers in no time at all. And the buyout clause, I think it's an absolute bargain. It's an absolute steal. I think he's worth at least 20-30 million, mate. Honestly do.
I mean, this is another thing I want to point out, because I did actually speak about this earlier on the stream with Tom. Now, I mean, why is it as a club we always go undervalue for players? Because the reality is that Lewis O'Brien, for me, is worth in the region of 15 to 20, right? I believe that. Now, we always seem to let clubs get it on the cheaper, get it on the, you know what I mean? And if the fee's right in saying, it was I think it's in the figure of 10 million rising to 12 million with add-ons, which I hate the add-ons, by the way. I think, if you're going to sell somebody, we should be asking for the money now, not waiting, because we need, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just want to know your thoughts on this. Why is it that we always seem to allow players to go for the value that we should be getting more. I'm trying to. They should be getting more. We should be getting more for them, but we just go undervalue for the player. You know what I mean? What?
I think maybe, I don't know, obviously how the contract was agreed with Lewis O'Brien. I think it must have been agreed, obviously, before we obviously came to form. I'm not too sure, obviously, where it's come from. I think that it might be a learning curve, potentially. I think that, obviously, now, let's say, for example, yeah, I'm going to use Kasumu. Like, we don't know what's in his contract right now. Do you know? Because I don't, right? Kasumu, let's say, for example, now we'll do an absolutely outstanding performance this season. If, for example, Town have put a low buyout clause on to say, okay, we're happy with 5 to 10 million, but the way it is, right, this season it could be like, wow, okay, he's a fantastic player. Once that buyout clause is in there, there's nothing you can do. And I say this now, like Erling Haaland, yeah, and I always refer to Premier League players to it because it's much more easier to explain big numbers as well. Erling Haaland, buyout clause is £75 million. Now, for Erling Haaland, he's up there with Mbappe. Yeah, that should be a £200 million buyout clause, in my opinion, because he's one of the, if not now, currently the best striker. You know, time will tell, obviously, in the Premier League too. That is an absolute steal for Man City, 75 million. So when it comes to Huddersfield, obviously, I honestly think that whatever's happening with these contract agreements in terms of the buyout clauses, they need to like work on it because, like I said, it's difficult when you're setting buyout clauses for a player that maybe, you know, wasn't doing as good as what they might not have anticipated Lewis O'Brien to do as good as he has and get as much traction as that. So maybe that's why they've set it. But I really do think that, yeah, it's crap. I hate buyout clauses. I can't stand them because, you know, with buyout clauses, you're always underestimating the fee of a player, and especially if they do fantastic like Lewis has done this season. It's one of them things.
I mean, sometimes maybe with that, then maybe it would have been best not having a buyout clause, and obviously just saying this is what we value this player at now. You have to pay what we, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Obviously, Emmanuel's done his research for me. Forest have 7 players who can play at left back apparently. So yeah, a lot of competition. But yeah, I'm just astonished that he's decided to go to Forest. Hot Toffolo, I really am. Well, yeah, I mean, I've got no remorse to the football club.
Worst thing, mate, like it's such a smack in the teeth knowing that you go to playoffs, get robbed like you do, and then the team just swooping our players off us as well. Jesus Christ, if there's anything more humiliating than that, then I don't know what is. Like, to me, yeah, it's not as bad, but it's near that bad. Like, it could go to any other team, and I won't be as frustrated. But when you go into Forest after all that bloody debates and stuff when we were going to the road to the playoffs and stuff like that, I just think, do you know what? I think the move would have seemed like it made much more sense if you go into a club that is well into the Premier League, like in the positive staying up, not someone that's just gone up and you don't really know if they're gonna, you know, because it'll be an absolute joke if they go back down. I'll piss myself laughing if they go back down. Yeah, like my FPL team, I know for a fact. Do you think I'm going to choose any Nottingham Forest players? No, I'm going to choose every player that I think is going to score an hat-trick against them. They've got some tough games. Them really tough.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But like I say, he's one of those. It does make it worse the fact that they've decided to go to Forest. You know, it really does. Bailey says they do not have 7 players that can play left back. But yeah, I think you've got a big kind of contribution at left back, and you didn't. I don't see Toffolo getting in there first, in all due respects. I mean, are you worried about? Obviously, now we've we kind of expected O'Brien to go. Okay, it's granted, but do you? I mean, I know we've spoken about this before, but are you worried? Obviously, now we've actually lost someone like O'Brien.
What did I say in that chat? I said in that chat, if we lose both, it is a mid-table finish. Now, I'm not saying. I'm genuinely saying it's a mid-table finish, and I'm still sticking to my word about this I'm not saying that Hogg, Lees, and this is where people are getting it wrong, like Nichols and stuff, Sorba Thomas. They were all fantastic players last season, okay? And I get it, as a team, we built collectively together to get to where it was. But for me, from where I was standing, a lot of people were saying, you know, Toffolo came to the last third of the season. I don't care. That's where we need players to be building up to the last bit of the season. We needed that push in the last bit of the season to get to where it was. So I'm absolutely buzzing for that. But I honestly do believe, like, I've got faith in my team, but I'm just going to drop that down to being realistic now. If we do not replace a player like Toffolo, and, you know, we've got Rodoni, but we don't know if he's going to back O'Brien yet. It looks good. Like, Rodoni does look actually really good. Okay. Right. So in regards to O'Brien, I'm just skeptical with that in terms of position. But Toffolo, yeah, I just think it's a mid-table finish, and I don't think it's even a playoff. I don't even think it's a playoff spot. I think it's going to be a 7th or 8th finish this season. Now, that's completely changed my hopes. But again, you know, it's one of them things where I talk about pre-season friendlies. It's pre-season. I don't care what the result is for pre-season. Like, for me, it's just I get it. It's just a warm-up. But what I want to be seeing is I want to be seeing at least Kasumu with a goal maybe or an assist, Mahoney with a goal or an assist, and Rodoni with a goal or an assist. Do you know, I just expect a little bit of something from the new signings against a team like Harrogate Town, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not expecting to win. I don't care if we win the game, but I want to be seeing the new signings coming in and bagging at least a goal or showing a bit of flair. And right now, by looking at it, and I've not been able to go to the games, that's not been the case. So, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not. It's still early days, though, remember. You know, it's still early days for these players.
It's got to be realistic now and say, right, okay, moving forward now, let's see. I've told you already, if we win the game at Burnley, we're still winning. It's funny, we're still winning. We're still. If I always say, first game of the season, if I get off to win, I'm like, that's it. We're winning the championship. Even if we win the season and lose a second, in my head, I'm like, we're winning the championship. Until then, we start. If we lose, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, maybe not. But for me, that's where my feeling comes into it. That as a fan's absolutely fine to feel like that. You want to be like thinking, you know, we're winning the championship. But yeah, I honestly do believe, in my opinion, you know, that's the main question. What now for Town? What now, Toffolo and O'Brien's on? What now? And I think it's a mid-table finish, not even playoffs. That's my opinion.
Wow. Well, I hope. Well, what I'm gonna say is, I hope that we price.
You know, I'll come on again. Let's say midway through season or at the end of the season when we're absolutely buzzing, cheering, saying, you know, we're promoted, and I'll sit there and go, I'm actually really sorry, and you can all sit there. And
Well, yeah.
7-4.
I hope we surprise you massively. That's what I'm gonna say, because I believe we will.
I just think realistically, in terms of using my football knowledge, I'm not saying it's the best, but in terms of my football knowledge and looking at the team now and looking at the balance, I think it's a 7th or 8th finish. I can just see the amount of business the Championship's done with other teams like Luton and, you know, just everyone in general. Like, obviously we've got Norwich coming back down and Burnley now. Obviously Burnley. I just think when it comes to teams like that, I just can't, when you're putting your teams to pen and paper, I just can't see the balance of being it. Wow, I'm confident about my team.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly an interesting one. I mean, some of the like I said, we're not.
You look at the team and go, "Wow, that's a championship winning team." Be honest, you do.
I don't want to be biased here, and I'm going to be very careful not to do this. But I believe in the group. I believe that obviously I understand that obviously we've lost, you know, obviously Luis O'Brien and you know, and Toffolo and like that. But I don't believe that just means we're going to be, you know, mid-table. I believe that we've still got a lot of talent in that squad. And a lot of people that, you know, are still coming back. Obviously, Karoma's an interesting one. See how he gets on this season, because I believe that he's looking a lot sharper. You know, and you know, in his pre-season games, he looked a lot sharper. Apparently, I haven't seen him play yet, actually, because I was at the other game the other day. He was at Doncaster, but he looks in a lot better shape. Obviously, Sorba Thomas. I think Sorba Thomas will build on last season and go, you know, even better this season if that's possible. I just think we've got a lot of talent in that squad, and we've made signings that maybe are not star names, but they're players that, you know, if we looked at last season's transfer business, there were players in that kind of mould where they weren't star names, but they'll put 100% in, and it's that all that you know, togetherness and things like that. But we've got real quality in that team as well. I believe that we can do things this season again. I do. Hang on. Yeah, like I say, we're not going to get into Nottingham Forest chat. This is about us, of course. I mean, do you see us... I'm going to just kind of put a final question here. I mean, well, two questions, actually. Do you see us making any more signings? And also, do you think we need a striker still or not?
Yeah, so the first question is, I think now this deal's gone through, I think there'll be one more signing. I think one more signing, and then I think January it's going to be loan players. That's my.
Yeah.
And then in regards to the striker position, yes, we 100% need a new striker. Again, I'm talking about the pre-seasons. Pre-season for me, yes, it's a 90 minutes fitness test training set. Don't care if we win. Don't care if we walk away from a result. But what I expect you, even with the 45 minutes, if Danny Ward is playing striker against 4 teams like that, I'm saying they're poor because they are, because of the level they're at compared to us. We're a better team than them. If Danny Ward's not even getting one goal, minimum one goal, then there's something wrong there. Okay, and I really do believe he's very, like, last season incredible, but for me, listen, we're not getting goal. Like, look at the contribution of goals last season between Toffolo and O'Brien. I think there was like 20 goal contribution. It must be more. Like, obviously when we're talking about assists and goals, yeah, but then when it comes to, like, there's goals that don't count as assists, but it's still because of them why the goal was scored, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
In particular, now we've lost that. We was already lacking creativity in the playoff final. We had nothing. There was nothing coming to Danny Ward as it is. And them two were the only, in my eyes, especially Sorba as well, like, them three. Sorba's still fantastic. I think Sorba will be, no doubt, Sorba is up there with O'Brien and Toffolo in my eyes in terms of quality that he's got. But as a striker, I don't want to be signing a League One striker or a League Two striker on loan or a non-league player and hope that he's going to do well in the Championship. I want to be signing a striker who's either well established in the Championship or a veteran that's got experience and is come back, like obviously we've got Jordan Rhodes. But even then, you know, I've told you on the last stream what Jordan Rhodes means to me, but it's not enough. It's not enough.
No,
we need a new striker. So I hope that one signing, I want at least 6 or 7 million put on the table, and that's the only position I won't fill in. Don't care about Toffolo and O'Brien's position now. I'm confident that Radone and obviously with Toffolo's will be fine. I just want an striker there, and I want the money now being spent on a striker. And if we don't, oh my God, we have an issue.
No, I think that it's interesting though. Last season though, a lot of the squad contribute to goals, which is why we scored so many. So I think that takes the burden off Ward, but I still think we need another. I'm on the fence a bit, me, because I feel like we do need another striker. But then, if you look at last season's model, everyone was chipping in with goals, so you didn't really need that 20 goal plus striker. I mean, maybe we're missing that in the playoff final because Ward, when he came back from that injury, Ward didn't look really that great towards the back end of the season to me. I mean, we've had a long season. It's a grueling season. And yeah, it's just one of those, isn't it? But I get everything you're saying, obviously.
Do you know, in regards to the transfer window, when we're talking about teams in the Championship, okay, even though these signings have come through, I honestly believe that in terms of our transfer window and the absolutely explosive stuff that's actually happened, we've probably had a quite bad transfer. In regards to players leaving and in regards to fans being confident about the signings, I honestly believe we have probably had not the best transfer window in terms of I'm not saying because we've brought in players. I'm not saying the transfer window's been appalling in regards to getting players and recruitment. I'm just saying in regards to Toffolo and O'Brien leaving for Forest, and in regards to fans reacting to it, and in terms of our manager leaving.
Yeah,
I
know what you're saying.
We have had probably the worst window, one of them within the Championship, because of how much explosive news has happened within the club of what's happened.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with that. Really, to be honest, losing 2 year prize assets and, like I said, a manager that Carlos was, you know, it's a big loss. But
changing it's changed now. It's a change in team. The whole team depth will have to change now. Everything will have to change. There's got to like Radone and Kasumu and Mahoney. Obviously, these now they won't be able to play the way Toffolo and O'Brien played. Not like because different players. I'm talking about how like the team became adapted to the way Toffolo, O'Brien, Thomas, and everyone played within that room. Things like that. There's a whole new dynamic. Obviously, Danny Schofield coming in doing it his way. and it's just a risk. I just think we're riding on a risk by hoping these guys are going to come in and shine through the Championship. I just don't like being a risk football club and hoping for the best, and then selling the players when they are the best.
Yeah, to be honest with you, that's a lot of clubs' models, though. When you do get club, when you have a strong season, clubs are going to come knocking at your door. Of course they are, because that's what happens when, a club like ours, we do, have to accept. Hello, Matthew. But yeah, I mean, there's talk about. I mean, I don't know how realistic this is, but I'm just going to put it out there. Obviously, Dwight Gale has been mentioned as a name. I don't agree with this signing because obviously thinks he brings that bad energy to the club. You saw what he was like, last year, with Newcastle, with having fallings out with a particular player from Newcastle in the training ground. I just think it's all about him, and I don't think it fits the Huddersfield Town ethos. But I think his wages will be very, very, very high. I mean, what are your thoughts on this kind of link? Because it is a bit of a, I don't know if it's...
Yeah. And I said this when we were playoff final, speed, right? So I'm going to go back to the playoff final under David Wagner, okay? And I'm going to tell you what I thought about that team in regards to Kachunga. And do you know what I thought was a very underrated player at that time? Naki Wells. I thought Naki Wells was absolutely outstanding for us when we were going through season, and it was about the speed. It was like every time I saw, Kachunga or Van Lepara cutting in and seeing Naki Wells doing the run and passing. Naki Wells was always the one to get that ball first before the defender. Danny Ward wasn't. I just think I think Dwight Gale, okay, is the speed we need, and I think I'd enjoy it personally. I ain't got no doubts about that. I'd take him in a heartbeat. I don't care if his wages high. Clearly, if we're throwing money at Toffolo and he's rejecting it, don't mean that we're not wanting that player. It's just obviously how the recruit. I can't see it happening, but I wouldn't mind it if it was.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not disputing his talent. I'm just on about what he brings to a club. He's a bit more trouble than he's worth, maybe. He's one of those problematic players that you can get in a dressing room that you don't really need. I don't know. It's difficult.
Hey, Graben's a free agent from that there.
Yeah. So would you get him?
I'd take Graben, definitely.
Let's open it. I would take Graben then. I would take. He's a free agent. Lewis, if you're watching, you probably aren't, but if you are, you're more than welcome to come over to us and play for us. But yeah, I wouldn't mind him actually. I think that he doesn't. Well, from what I know anyway, he doesn't bring that.
Like I'd take if there was going to offer us Graben, right? I'd take. I don't know what he's even worth. Mate, I know he's a free agent, so obviously then would we just drop the transfer down? I'd take 7-8 million maybe, and Lewis Graben. That could have been a part of the deal.
Yeah, but he's a free agent, so it couldn't have been, could it? But I'm wondering how. I don't think Graben's wages would be too high, to be honest with you. I've been thinking about it now, but I don't know. Sorry, I was late. No problem. Sadly, I thought it was ridiculous. Yeah, it was ridiculous, and it is very, very upsetting. But I mean, Toffolo didn't want to be there anymore. Obviously, now we've heard, and so I'm glad that he's kind of gone. But Lewis, I feel like Lewis, obviously stayed professional to the end, and I just think, if we would have got promoted, the reality is, I know ifs, buts, and maybes, but if we would have done, then Lewis would have stayed. So that was the most difficult thing. And like I said, the fact it's not Forest that's come calling and got them is just even worse. Now,
in regards to now it's happened, but now, like I said, it's going to make or break us. This, mark my words. Like I said, in regards to now, it's I honestly think again, some fans will say about Harry Toffolo, I genuinely think without Harry Toffolo, as well as all of the other players, without Harry Toffolo for me was also a big standout player to get us to where we was last season. And if you can't see that, then there's something absolutely wrong with you, because I genuinely believe that. As a collective team, we're absolutely outstanding players. Everyone. I'm not saying
there's always star names. Yeah, there's always star names around there. Yeah.
It is a team collective to get to where we need to be, and that included Harry Toffolo. So like I said, it's going to make us or break us now to see where we are. But yeah, I think Burnley game will be interesting. It's probably, in my eyes, if not the toughest games we've got.
Yeah.
You know what championship? You know, when Premier League sides come back down, they can either go on a really bad form, or they can just get off to like 4, 5, 6 starts, and then you're like, yeah, okay, they're gonna win. I
mean, I can't believe that the season's literally next week. It feels strange saying that now. I know we've been building up for it for quite a few weeks now, but it's absolutely here. Joe Lolly, apparently, I don't heard this by the way, but news on the hour. Joe Lolly is considering a move to Huddersfield Town after being released by Forest. I'm not sure of this one.
You know what, with Joe
Not
Lolly,
heard this one.
I think that I don't think he's a bad player, but I want a player that's going to get me excited about the season. If it came back saying Joe Lolly has returned to Huddersfield Town, I wouldn't be excited about it. I want to say, oh wow, yeah, that's what we need to win the championship, or that's what we need to get promoted again. Like, that's not a signing to me. A signing needs to be to improve the team, and none of the transfers. And I'm going to be brutally honest. None of the transfers that's happened this season has excited me, because the players that we've signed, I haven't seen play or shine in the championship yet. I've not seen them like properly to get excited. If Lewis came like, oh, I'd be like, do you know what I mean? I'd be excited. I'd be like, yes.
I know what you said.
The guy's a ball. I know he's going to bag a few goals, positive. But like when Joe Lolly, I just think we've seen him play before, but is he it won't excite me. I
mean, I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest with you, do we need Joe? I mean, for me, we only really need a striker now, and I think we'll be okay. Well, I was sitting on the fence about this, but if we do a striker, I don't think Joe Lolly would be able to be that player we're looking for. So I think we've got already options in the area that Lolly played anyway.
Confident to me, Ryan.
Just regarding you're saying about none of the signs of exciting stuff, I disagree, because I think that the signs that we've made, let's be honest, are potential signings. I think that they've got potential.
This annoys me. No, this really annoys me.
But they have, and it's exciting because they've got potential.
Like, right, okay, let's fantastic. They've got the potential, right? But how is it exciting? You knowing that, right? They've got the potential. This is what's going to be. This is what's going to take Huddersfield to the next level. Like, where is the proof of the championship skill level?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but hear me out. I think that, the likes of, like Radoni and things like that, and Kasumu, players like that, I just think that especially Radoni anyway, he excites me because I've seen kind of the exciting player he is, but I also think that he's got that potential that he can really, just because they haven't played at this level doesn't mean they can't cut it either. I bet
Radoni's got a £10 buyout clause. You'll see, watch.
Very, very harsh. You've been very, very harsh. Yeah, I think that.
I'm saying that obviously, that is probably one of the signs. I think, oh wow, okay, yeah, he does have the potential. I've seen him play like how young he is and stuff. But I'm saying, knowing Huddersfield, with the way they've obviously played out this O'Brien thing, they'll probably put a £10 buyout clause on him.
Oh, I see. Right, I see what you say. Yeah, I get you now. I get what you say.
Where he needs a £10 back. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
He probably got the potential and probably one of the signings there that will probably stand out. So for me, that's why Huddersfield will probably put a £10 buyout clause on, because they're just stupid in terms of business.
Right. Obviously, thank you everybody for coming in. By the way, we have actually hit a record a number of views. I mean, it's not about the views, but I understand that. But this is one of my best viewed videos on the screen. Yeah, I've got 20 watching me at the moment, which is crazy. But yeah,
yeah. That's good. That's what I'm saying. That's what you need, mate. That's really good. Nice one.
I feel like I've progressed since the first video I did. But yeah, like I said, if you are new around here, the subscription button is just down here.
Yeah, I think. Subscribe, because this is going to be happening a lot more now, frequently. Jordan, Ryan, talking absolute madness about Huddersfield Town, and honestly, Ryan is an absolute geezer. So subscribe to him, and then when game days come, we'll be having match reactions, the full lot, and you could potentially be having me apologising, saying how wrong I was, but okay.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure, mate. I'm going to get some tea now and look at Twitter. All right, mate.
No worries. Cheers, mate. Take care of yourself. Bye.
See you later, guys.
But yeah, that was Jordan on the show. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, by the way. I think that actually, this has been absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Okay, it's not what we wanted to hear about Lewis O'Brien and Toffolo leaving, but it is what it is. That is football for you, and we have to move on from this. But yeah, like I say, final pre-season game on Saturday before the season starts next Friday. I can't wait. So yeah, like I say, I'll be doing a vlog for that. Like I say, I'm actually doing a watch along to the England women's game tonight. Obviously, it's the quarterfinal of the women's Euros tonight on Turf House Mo TV down the channel. So yeah, please come over and say hello if you are free. I can't wait for the game tonight. And there'll be another vlog coming this weekend as well, so stay tuned for that. Like I say, as ever, if there is any more breaking news, we will be going live straight away to give our reaction to the news. But yeah, I'd just like to say thank you everybody for coming on. 20 views is crazy. I really appreciate that. So yeah, I love you all. Thank you for your support. It just means the world to me. Like I say, if you are new, please hit the subscribe and like the video if you like what if you like. That helps with the algorithm and getting people more watching it. But yeah, news on the house says Forest Magic. Sorry, Joe Lolly hasn't been released. Oh right, okay, so a bit of miscommunication there. But yeah, this has been epic. So yeah, I shall speak to you all very, very soon. Take care, and I shall see you on the next one. Good night, and speak to you soon. Bye.